What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out the Colbor CL100. Let's get into it. Disclaimer, I did get this light sent to me for free to review. However, it does not impact anything I'm going to say, my opinions on it, so take that as you will. Let's dive into this review. So I've had the CL100 bicolor light for a couple weeks now, been playing with it, and I've been pleasantly surprised with what this light has to offer. There are a few things I don't like, there's some things that I really like. We'll get into all that. First, let's dive into an unboxing, and then we'll go from there. So if we open the box up, the first thing you will see is a nice carrying case. I always appreciate when a company sends some kind of case with this. Inside the carrying case, you'll find your paperwork, which no one pays attention to. That's what YouTube is for. You'll find the power brick that connects to the light itself. You also get a remote, which is nice. Batteries are not included, however. You also have the other part of your power cord. So this thing is actually a pretty good length. And if we move on to the hero of the show, that is a Colbor CL100 bicolor LED light. You also get a strap for the bag. The last thing that is inside the carrying case is a reflector bowl that goes on the light. Now, aside from the AC power, there is an optional V-mount plate that you can purchase. They sent this also to me so I could check out. I didn't have a way to connect it to the light itself, so I didn't really rig it up a whole bunch of different ways to show you guys, but it does work great. The power passes through fine, so that is an option if you're wanting to take this small light on the go and not be shackled to the wall and having AC plugged in. Let's dive over the specs and features of this light, starting with the specs. This is a 100-watt bicolor LED light, chip on board. The bicolor temperature goes from 2700 Kelvin all the way up to 6500 Kelvin. It's got a 95 CRI rating. It has an active cooling fan, which we will talk more about here in just a little bit. It has a nice LCD screen on the back of the light, as well as 4 buttons and the main scroll button that clicks in and turns. This light turns up by 5% increments. I wish it was 1%, but again, this is a budget-friendly light. I can live with 5%. It does go all the way down to 0. I've had some lights before that go down only to 5%, so I do like that you can actually shut it off. There's a multi-purpose button on the back. It says boost, and then if you click it, instead of holding it, you go into the actual effects. The boost is if you click it and hold it, it's actually going to go up 20 more percent. So instead of 100 watts, you're getting 120 watts. And it's only for 60 seconds, so it's if you really need that extra push just for the couple shots. I wouldn't do this consistently because it is kicking the fan on very hard trying to keep up with this. Now, that is the other point. I mentioned there's an active cooling fan. There's definitely some noise. However, you do have 2 modes. You can click it to smart or you can click it to quiet. I left it on smart majority of the time and I barely heard it at all. I've left this light running for a very long time at a full 100% and I really didn't have any problem with it. Let's talk about the lighting effects that come built into this light. The first one is candle, which is pretty convincing, of course, especially because you can change the color temperature to actually have it be warm. The second one is bonfire. Wasn't really my favorite. I would probably stick with candle. The third is breathing, where it kind of breathes in and out. Not really sure what you use it for, but again, it's cool it's in there. The fourth is faulty bulb. I could see myself using this quite frequently, especially around Halloween. The fifth lighting effect is flash. And then the last lighting effect is lightning, probably one of my favorites. I would use this all the time. Let's go over the pros and cons, starting with the pros. My pro number 1 is it comes with a carrying case. I mentioned it earlier. I love when a company throws in extra stuff, especially something like a carrying case. Pro number 2 comes with a remote. I always love when a light has a remote and I can just click it on and click it off without even having to get up out of my desk. Maybe I'm across the room or I've got the light up very high. I like that it has a remote. Pro number 3, the quality of light that came out of this I felt was good. I was very happy with it. It looked pleasing to my eye. If you guys would like to see me dive into a video down the road where maybe I compare this head to head with an Aperture, the 100D or something like that, let me know. I'd gladly do that. And then the last pro is size and cost. The size is very good. I don't think it's too big of a light, but it does put out really good quality and a lot of light. 100 watts is more than enough for most people, especially for YouTube. Cost, I feel like this is very competitive, right where it should be in the market compared to the competitors, like the 100D, anything else that's in that. I feel like this is pretty much head to head with it. Now let's go over the cons, starting with the first con. The build quality could be better. Now, again, this is a budget-friendly light. I understand that. One of the things that I really didn't like was the knuckles. I felt like I needed to crank them pretty decent, but because a lot of the housing is plastic, I was scared I was going to break something or just crush it when I cranked it too hard. I would love to see these lights have a little bit of metal inside to reinforce it, just to give me a little more peace of mind. And my last con is really just nitpicking. It's the LCD screen being on the back. I think it's fine, the quality's fine, I have no problem with it, and I am very grateful there is an LCD screen on the back so I can see for sure. However, I wish there was a little LCD screen on the remote itself, so if I had that light super high up, I didn't have to lower it down and figure out what percentage I'm at instead of just kind of guessing. Some overall final thoughts on the Colbor CL100. If you're in the market for something like this, I would definitely check this light out. Again, can't tell you for sure if this is something you should pick up or not, because that really comes down to you knowing what you need. I will say, however, I've been impressed with this light. Aside from the two things that really kind of annoy me, needing the LCD screen on there and the build quality not being amazing. If you can get over those two things, this light will serve you very well. Well, that's it for me today, guys. If you like this kind of video, give me a thumbs up so I know to make more reviews of products like this. If you're new here, consider subscribing, ringing the bell, drop a comment, let me know what you guys think of this light. Do you have something comparable to it? Are you in the market for something like this? You guys are amazing. I'm the Iron Giant. See you next time. Peace.